Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Mr. Fred and Friends. I'm your host, Fred Schultz, and I got a pretty good show for you guys tonight. Everybody knows, I love pushing paintball, and the guys I've got in here tonight, they have events coming up, and I think they're great events. I think people that I have on here tonight, it's like all the people that I put on my show, I believe are very, very good for paintball, and so I'm very excited tonight. I'm going to have Andy Starrett, Ellie Remember Foundation. Andy, that guy's like a show by himself, but we'll keep him calm down. I got a mute button. Everything's going to be fine tonight. I've got Joe Schnelton on tonight from Paintball to Go. He's got Pirates Plunder coming up, and it's coming up so quick that it's going to be next weekend. That's quick. And man, if you've ever been to Paintball to Go, I can't even explain it. I mean, the guy's got a pirate ship. Okay, come on. How many guys got a pirate ship? It's pretty cool. Anyhow, and then I've got Chris Sierra on tonight. Chris is from Maui, a great guy, working very, very hard. As we all know, there was a lot of devastation in Maui this year because of the fires. And the parents there are working very, very hard to go ahead to get the Maui Misfit Minis to the World Cup. And so I think it's pretty cool. And so we're going to have him on tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about his fundraiser and everything. I've got Ryan Courtney, Paul Farrell. You guys are the coolest. I got to tell you. And then I've got Ramon de Leon on. He's got a store that he's going to be opening up pretty soon. See, Fred will be coming to San Diego for a few days from the 19th to the 23rd, next Tuesday through Saturday. Wow, you know what? Let me see if maybe I can't shoot down there. Yeah, let me see what I can do, Ryan. That'd be pretty cool, man. I'd absolutely love to meet up with you. And we are going to hook up. I've got certain people, that I really, really like. Paul Farrell, Ryan Courtney, Stephen Snow, which, real quick, today is Stephen Snow's birthday. So, Stephen, I want to wish you a very, very happy birthday. And I've got my sweetie from Hawaii, Jessica Cortez, watching, man. Very, very cool. Glad you're here. And Howdy, always, my buddy, Howdy. This is one guy I love seeing. Him and I go back, gosh, I don't know. I think the dinosaurs still roam the earth, if I'm not mistaken, James. But I know we go back a long, long time, right? Sounds good, man. So anyhow, a few things I want to mention real quick and to give my shout outs, and then I can get these guys out here. We can talk about the events coming up. I was going to have Giovanni Di Egidio. Of course, I blew that. You know that. And his general manager, Zayla Crystal Marcel. Gio owns Sacon Village. I was going to have him on tonight along with his Zayla. And I was going to have Bud on because Bud's got a big history down there at Sacon Village. But Bud's out of town. Bud's out in the middle of nowhere right now camping. So Bud asked me if we could push this off a week. So we're going to do that next week. So next week, you're going to want to tune in. We're going to be talking about the Decay of Nations that's coming up on October 1st. I would love to be at that, but I will be with my little buddy in Colorado doing the Ellie Remember Foundation. So all great events. If you get a chance and you're in California, you're going to want to go do that. And happy birthday, Snevens. There we go. Happy birthday from Paul Farrell. Paul, Paul, you and Ryan Courtney, you are two of the coolest guys I think I know. I cannot wait to play alongside you guys. Yeah, you probably have to protect me, but what the heck? At least we'll be alongside each other. It'd be pretty cool. And then I've got to mention, like I mentioned last week, and it's a sad note. Joe West had J&J Barrels back in the day. Joe West, a very, very, very good guy for paintball back in the day, and was still doing stuff for paintball nowadays. He was driving his tractor back from his mother-in-law's last week, and he was hit by a car and killed. So, still from myself and I'm sure the entire paintball community, our thoughts go out and prayers go out to his family. And Joe, I know you're watching us. You were a great guy. And then I got to mention this real quick. I had Robert Cade on last week. Robert Cade has Cade Laboratories, and he's out of Hawaii. Great, great guy. It was a great, great interview. He's a terrific guy, and he sent me a care package. Let me see. There's his thing right there. Sent me a bunch of really, really cool stuff in this headband, and I wear this. It's so cool because, man, you can't even tell I'm bald in the front now. I pretty much like that. But anyhow, if you get a chance, jump online, check out Arcade Industries. Okay. Let me give my shout outs real quick so I can bring these guys out, because these guys got some great events coming up, and there's some very, very cool people. You're going to absolutely love it. So I start every week with my good buddy for many, many years, Mr. Tim Schloss. You know Tim. Oh, that's Tim. Anyhow, Tim has Gateway Paintball, and Tim is going to be hosting the last of the WCPL tournaments this coming October, and it's going to be so cool. You're going to definitely want to be there. Tim had a great field last year. Tim's a lot like Joe is. These guys live to work on their fields. They're just they're constantly doing things. I think their fields turn into towns, but that's what it is. And it's really great for the paintball community. You got to absolutely love it, because one thing, if you see an owner of a field and he's putting time and money back into his field, he's pretty happy about the sport of paintball, and he's trying to really make people enjoy it. So that's what I like. It's not like taking the money and run, so pretty cool. Anyhow, Tim Schloss, Gateway Paintball by St. Louis. If you're not doing anything, the 14th, 15th of October, even if you're not going to play, come out and check this out. Come out, check out the field, check out the teams, show your support for paintball. Remember, we all work together. We make paintball bigger and better. So let's do that, huh? Then next, I give my shout out real quick, Dan and John Colby. Dan Colby, Air America back in the day, Immortal Air now. Been my sponsors for like 30 some years. Long time. Great, great guys. And they're also going to be there. It's going to be happening. Tim really has it going on right there right now. And most celebrities are going to be at Tim's event. So, if you ever wanted to meet these guys, Dan Colby and Bud Orr's going to be there. Bud Orr's another one I mentioned. He's going to be there. Tom K might even be there. Tom K was one of my sponsors for many years, Air Gun Designs. Rainey and Juvie Boucher, they had Paintball News back in the day. I don't know if they're going to be there because Juvie's not doing real well right now. So our prayers go out to you guys too, for sure. Rainey and Juvie had Paintball News back in the day. 2 times a month, you could go out to your field and pick up one of these newspapers, tell you what just happened, what was coming up. Had a map where all the fields were located, stories, what was for sale. It was just about as cool as you could get. It was like the Bible of paintball. Okay, cool. So anyhow, I mention them every week because they did an awful lot for the sport back in the day. Randy Camilla was the editor for APG. Jerry Brown was the editor for Paintball Sports Magazine. And Jerry also has Paintball Sports Field back in New York, where one of the WCPL tournaments is held in July, I believe it was. It was a great time. Absolutely love it. Kevin Donaldson, he's kind of the tip of the spear. He took care of everything there. Had a great time. Loved going there. And then Ross Alexander, Line SI was my first marker sponsor. I still have my Bushmaster up here. Unreal. That's back when teams were 15 man. So it was pretty interesting and a lot of fun. Then Jim Lively, 2 tournaments back in the day you wanted to do. Jim Lively's Masters, Jerry Brown's World Cup. It was like a homecoming. I mean, it was like a big family reunion because everybody was going to be there. It was just absolutely so cool. And that's what the WCPL is turning into right now. I'm very, very proud to be one of the owners of the WCPL because we're not trying to compete against the NXL or any of these other ones. They do a great job with what they do. We're just trying to have a little bit of a variety for people to choose where they go and have a good time. But I'm also going to the NXL in November, because I think Tommy Cole does a great job with it. And I'm looking forward to that, too, getting to hang out with Bud and Bill, and Tim Schloss's going to be there, Andy Starrett. So it should be a lot of fun. And then I mentioned Gino from Belkin every week, and the reason I mentioned Gino really does go back. When I started knowing Gino had National Paintball Supply. Now, a lot of you don't even know about National Paintball Supply. So Gino's a great guy, and he does so much for paintball behind the scenes. I can't even begin to tell you. He's just a great, great guy. He just I like the guy an awful lot, and he's definitely worth mentioning. And I love his products. We're trying to drag him into the WCPL a little bit more, and I think we're making headway on that. I really, really do. So yeah, that's my shout outs. Except for I always have to mention my two little young guns, which I absolutely love, Jaden Gong and Mark Gong Jr. Mark Gong and his wife Lily have raised two terrific kids. You have to watch these kids play. We're going to have Chris here on tonight talking about the Maui Misfit Minis. That's another great group of kids. I just love these kids coming up into the sport because, us old guys, we're not going to be here forever. And we want to pass the baton along to people that are going to make our sport grow even bigger and better in a positive light. So anyhow, I'm going to start bringing some people out here right now. I'm going to bring out Bill Bailey. So, Bill, you on your phone or your computer?
I'm on the phone.
On the phone, yeah, because I don't know why you're having problems with the computer because your phone's working perfect.
Yeah, it's weird. It says I have the same amount of reception on either one, but my phone's a liar, or my computer's a liar. So
yeah, well, you can still watch the computer to watch the show, though, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. There's about a 2-second delay on it though, so it's kind of weird hearing it and then seeing you do the stuff that I've already seen on the phone.
Oh, I'm practicing my ventriloquism, so I think that's what it is. Well, yeah. Bill, now we don't have any picture of you. There you go. Yeah. Well, we got a great show tonight. I want to bring these guys out because, and I'll bring them all out at the same time. But, we're going to start talking to Joe because Joe's event is so close to around the corner. It's not even funny.
Yep.
So, yep, absolutely. Oh, man, your phone's even starting to freeze up a little now. You sure you're not having
if it lags up too much? No, I'm not. I don't have epilepsy this time.
Okay,
but if I slow everything down though, I'll just delete myself so there's more people able to talk in the room. So.
Oh, no, we're going to be fine. The only thing that freezes up because I can hear you talk all the time, so it's pretty good. So, matter of fact, I've got this guy that I've learned to like. It's a shame it took so many years to get to like him, but it's finally come around, and I think he's watching you, Bill. I'm not sure, but I think he's watching you. Please, everybody, welcome Mr. Andy Starrett.
What's up? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. See, now
the monologue was so long, Bill. I had to start, bird watching to kill time.
Yeah.
There you.
I told you not to go shopping for eyeglasses in the alley.
There you go.
This is how the band. We all need these in our goggles when we're playing.
Yeah.
There
we'd
you
actually
go.
be able to see the 50.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Who's ever at the 50? Most of the shots are in their back. But anyhow, I won't get into that. So we got another great guy on here tonight. I'm going to pull up here real quick. Got a heck of a field paintball to go in Roadhouse, Illinois. Man, I can't tell you how many times I said Roadhouse, but I finally got the Roadhouse, Illinois down pat. So I've been practicing, Bill. I've been practicing. So please, everybody, welcome another guy I consider very, very good for paintball, Mr. Joe Schnelton.
Howdy. I think I know that guy.
Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing great. We're doing great. Wow, nice backdrop.
You can thank Jacob for all that. I don't have any idea what's going on. I'm just sitting here and
I just want to sit down.
enjoying the fruits of his labor.
Oh, it looks terrific. Yeah, man. I almost got up and started moving behind the bunker. No,
Well, I had to give a preview of that pirate ship you've been bragging on so people could see what they're missing if they don't show up.
Well, you know what's funny? I didn't get to go there last year. I'm trying to get there this coming year, next year. But I took and before I went there, Bill goes, he's got a pirate ship, and I just could not put it in my mind what he was talking about, And I got there and I seen the size of that thing, and I'm like, oh my God.
There's a good story behind that.
Ship.
Yeah. It was going to be half that size. Me and my little brother staked it all out, and my wife came out to look at it. We were so proud, and she's like, "No, double it," and walked away. We're like, man. But she was right. She was right. It would have been way too small. So we doubled the size of it, and the rest is history. It really turned out pretty awesome.
Made two and had a fleet.
The plan was to make two from the beginning, so we could have ship-to-ship battles. But that first one was, you know how it is. That first one was so much work, and then the game just didn't grow enough to justify putting another $15,000 in 3 months of my life into another ship. But
maybe it takes up half the county.
Yeah. It was cool when we first built it, though. The Air Force used to come by and kind of do running dive bombs on it. You know, freaked us out at first, but it's big enough they enjoyed using it for a fake target. So.
Absolutely love it. We're going to talk in a few minutes. We're going to start talking about your Pirate Splendor, because that's going to be pretty cool. I have one more guest I want to bring out. Joe, I don't know if you've ever met Mr. Sierra, Chris Sierra. He's one of the guys that works really, really hard for the Maui Misfit Minis, which is a Young Guns team, obviously from Maui. See, Bill, I had that time, didn't I?
Yeah,
yeah, I know. I'd rather be lucky than good, I tell you that. But anyhow, I'm going to bring him out. He's a great, great guy, and he's working very hard. And we've been working on collecting money, putting money together for fundraisers to bring that team out here. So everybody, please welcome Mr. Chris Sierra. How you doing, Chris?
Hey, guys.
Nice shirt.
How's it going? I know.
What do you think of Joe's backdrop, huh?
I know. That's sick, man. I need a new one.
Something. God, I mean, I feel so inferior now. I don't know.
I'll hook you up with Jacob. He can show you some pointers.
Yeah, I was saying it's all
he can show me anything. That doesn't mean I can make it happen. That's why Bill and Andy are laughing so hard. I gotta love it. You know, Chris, you seen the headband I got on? You know, Robert. Yeah, Robert from Arcade Laboratories sent me this from. Is he in Maui also?
No, he's on the Big Island.
Oh, he's on the Big
So
Island.
he's the next island over from us.
Oh, does he ever roll over and see you or anything? Or
no, we've been trying to go over to see him, but just hasn't happened yet.
Okay, yeah, he was a pretty good guy. I very much enjoyed talking to him. He was pretty cool. So, you know, Chris, I don't know if you've ever been to Paintball to Go.
No.
You might want to put that on. You might want to put it on your bucket list.
I know. I want to play on the pirate ship.
Like I said, you got to see it to believe it. You know, man. The first time I seen it, I got a scab on the bottom of my chin because my jaw dropped and I was dragging on the ground. But you know, there it is right there.
That's crazy.
And let me tell you something. That picture doesn't even do it justice. You got to stand there and look at it. No,
because you can go below deck.
Yeah. They got things that open up like the cannons.
Yeah, there's working cannon doors below deck. Yeah. And there's dual staircases in the front to come from the top to the bottom.
Wow.
Yeah, and take my word for it. They put a flag up there, and each team has to get up there and try to change the flag. And let me tell you, if you reach up to pull that rope, get ready.
It's gonna sting.
Oh yeah, it's gonna sting big time, man. So, well, we're going to talk about everything here tonight. You know, we're going to talk about the Pirate Splendor. We're going to talk about the Ollie Remember Foundation that's coming up. And then, Chris, we're going to talk a little bit to see how your fundraiser is going, because I'm going to have you back on here in a couple more weeks. And I'm trying to put some stuff together so maybe we can, give you a shout out, a little bit of help too. So let's start right now with Pirate Splendor. Now, Joe, I'm going to ask you, what came in your mind to have that type of an event?
There's nothing cooler than being a pirate, Fred. So
I like the answer already.
I don't know. It's our favorite thing that we do. You know, we built the ship just for that game, and we just love the genre and the sword battles and stuff that we get out there. We have some kids that come out and don't even rock a paintball gun. They'll just play with the sword all weekend. We encourage the sword fights and stuff, and we do some one ball action, and there's some guys that just play with some old school guns and pump guns and stuff. And it's just a really slow down, laid back, for fun, awesome game. You know, like I said, kids will come out with their sword and they'll just stand out in the middle of the field and they'll raise their sword up, and that's a signal for somebody to come out and fight them. And we really encourage people not to shoot them when they're doing that, so they can get out there and battle it out. Now they can get shot though, because Brian Hendricks one year cleared the entire bottom of the pirate ship with nothing but a sword. So in the few years since then, a lot more sword players have gotten shot as soon as they step away from their sword battle, because they can take out players. So you got to keep your eyes open. But it's just, it makes you feel like a kid again. It's the coolest thing we do, in my opinion. It's just it's a lot of fun.
A lot of people dress up for it too.
Yeah, we do. We have a costume contest. We have a party Saturday night, and there's a costume contest. But we'll have a lot of guys on the field dress up too, which is always awesome. We highly encourage that, and it just kind of adds to the cool factor to see some dude running across the field, dressed up like a pirate. And on Sunday, on the final battle, we slow it down. We play a no hoppers game. Each side gets a chance to defend the ship, and we do no hoppers. So, and it's just a kind of resemble the old musket ball or something. And so it really slows it down and makes it pretty cool. So if you've got a gun that can't have the hopper off, or if you've got a pistol or something, you can just go 1001 and shoot 1001. And it's kind of funny because guys that haven't done it before will kind of gripe about it. They've got their speedball guns and they want to shoot a case of paint every hour. But after, they're just like little kids when they come off the field, because it just really takes you back. Everybody loves it by the end. It just really changes the dynamic of the game. So it doesn't do great for paint sales, but Pirates isn't about that. We're just out there to have a good time.
So basically, if you got a marker, you put a ball in at a time to fire it?
Yes, you drop one ball at a time. You take your hopper off and you drop one ball down that elbow and you pull the trigger and then you drop another ball down. So
how cool.
You can really make some moves you can't make in a normal game, because and if people, we got refs out there, and if they're shooting too fast, we slow them down, So that's when, and the swords can actually do a lot more damage then too, whenever the rate of fire has been dropped down like that. So we do that's how we end the game up, and we do a half hour of each side, a half hour one team on the ship, and we switch it and do the other team of the one ball like that. And it's just something kind of different. It's just it's a fun way to slow things down and end up a great weekend, So.
That sounds cool. There's a rumor about you're going to build a treehouse, or you're building a treehouse.
We are building a hell of a treehouse. I wish I had some video handy to show you. Me and my son and his grandpa are building this treehouse. We've got a sawmill out there, and we've cut all the boards for it. It's a 2-story treehouse. It's 420 square feet on the bottom floor, and about that much on the second floor. And it's got all live edge walnut siding, and it's pretty neat. That's most people that come out and check it out fall in love with it. So it's still in the workings, but it's going to be pretty cool when we get it done. It's cool now, but
keep Fred out of it. He'll want to move in.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
If I ever get in too much trouble with the wife, that's where I'll be living for sure.
So you'll have that ready for Monte Casino, though, right?
Well, yeah, you can camp out in it. It's got the floors in both of them, but on the top level, there's no walls yet, so just don't roll around too much.
Oh, yeah. Bill said there wouldn't be a problem.
There's a resident owl that really likes to live up there, so be careful. Be ready for some company.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they got some thongs on them. That's so cool. How many acres is the Pirates Plunder? How many acres of the field are you?
We've got 106 acres out there. And for Monte Casino, we play about 70, and we probably play 50 or 60 for Pirates. It's I'd say at least 50, somewhere in there, 50 to 60.
Wow, that's pretty good size.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every hour we move to a different part of the field, so we're always doing something new. Now we do play the ship twice on Saturday and play it again twice on Sunday. We like to give each team a chance to defend it because it's hard to take the ship. It has fallen, but it takes some effort. So it's a totally different game if you're attacking or defending. So.
Yeah, I've been there. Not so easy to take that ship.
Yeah, you can't really tell from the video, but in the back there's an access, a big doorway can enter from the back to attack the ship, and then there's the dock that comes up to a ramp to get you to the top level. So that, but before we built that the ramp to access the top level, the ship never fell. It was just too easy to defend, just having the one point of entry. So that's really kind of mixed it up, made it more interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was great. When I played it there, this poor kid, I mean, there was like 3 or 4 of us lost. And there was like 3 or 4 of us. And the kid kept trying to reach up to grab the rope to move the flag. I didn't even want to see that poor kid's hand.
Yeah, I'm sure there was.
Every time he reached up there, it was hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, the game's coming right up, September 23rd and 24th. We got less than a week and a half. So the pre-registration numbers are strong, and we're working on getting the teams evened up. So we got a nice fun fair battle, and I think it's going to prove to be our biggest Pirates yet, which is pretty exciting. It's our favorite thing that we do, so we're glad to see it get going. It's interesting. The first Monte Casino has always taken off and been big, because Bill's involved with it, so everybody wants to come to that one. But Pirates, the first 7 or 8 years we tried to do it, we just could not get it off the ground, and we actually quit doing it for a few years. But there was one of our referees, Dane Tucker. He was so sad that we stopped doing that game, and he came to us at Monte Casino one year, and he's like, "What do I got to do to get you to bring this Pirate game back?" My wife's like, I don't know. We're tired, and it just wasn't bringing enough players in. There wasn't enough interest, And he's like, what do I have to do, Angie? And my wife does not like beards. And Tucker had a big bushy beard, and she looked at him. She says, "You got to let us shave that beard off, Tucker." and he agreed, and we did, and it was funny. We made a big production out of it. But anyway, Pirates came back, and it came back with a vengeance, and it's been hugely popular ever since. So you have to thank Dane Tucker if you're ever out there. He did the ultimate sacrifice and let Caleb Begley with a big old fashioned straight razor. Caleb, I don't know why he had one on him. He flips it out. He's like, "I've got a straight razor here." I lathered him up and shaved him in the shop. So
that's funny. Yeah, I started growing a little goatee. I haven't had one for I've been clean shaven for years, and my wife just asked me, she goes, I'd like to see you with one of those. Now I walk around, everybody goes, "Hey, Freddie, why don't you wash your face?" So,
as we get older, the look changes a little bit.
It's like a lose thing for me, But I'm doing it, and I'll grow it until it starts itching too bad, and then I'll cut it off. So,
what crime did you commit that you're now growing in disguise?
Did I what?
Child support.
Yeah. Witness protection. He's got to change it up.
Oh, Bill, you didn't get your check?
No, not yet.
I just heard child support, and I send it out every month to you.
We got some back pay. It's like 55 years back pay. What's going on?
I gotta love it. Well, we'll come back to you in just a little while, Joe. But I had you on here tonight because I know your event's coming up very, very quick, and I like what you do for paintball. We need to
appreciate that, Fred. Thank you. We love you.
When we all work together on this, that's how we make paintball grow. It's I even hate to bring this up, but it's such a shame that some people in the sport, they just feel they want their piece of pie and don't care about anybody else. But if they understood that if they all work together, the pie'd be so big that their piece would be huge. But it's very hard to convey that to some people. But the people we have on, they're the good ones, and even Andy's okay sometimes. So,
not unless it's dinner with the band, because I'm not giving you my piece of pie.
Oh yeah. No. Oh no, I know. You're like a pit bull when it comes to sweets. I don't even deal with that. Sorry about that.
That's why Andy sits off to the side. Because he's eating over there by himself. He's like, get away from the food.
Have you ever watched him? He's like the munchie ninja. You'll be looking away, and he'll reach over and grab a piece of it, man. He's crazy.
No, you don't try, because you got to go past Alex. First. That dude, he looks like he can put away some steak.
They do. They tag off on each other. Yeah, they'll tag off.
He's pure carnivore.
You're in trouble.
Kid's a carnivore.
That's my boy.
Hey, Joe, who's your generals for this year at Pirates Thunder?
Oh, thanks, Bill. Yeah, we've got Ryan Cross with the Privateers, and we've got Tom Bianco representing the Scurvy Dogs. So, yeah, Ryan was the reigning champion from last year. He asked to come back and defend his title. So he's been great for the game. We really appreciate him. He's put a lot of work into getting some new players out, and Tom's coming all the way from Pennsylvania, so we appreciate the hell out of him. He's going to bring some people from out there and get some new blood into the game too. So should be an interesting matchup.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, now I'm going to jump up to this guy. Like I say, it took years to like him, but now that I finally like him, he's been a lot of fun. I enjoy hanging out with him. I guess he just kind of appeals to my crazy side. But Andy, I got to tell you, the Ellie Remember Foundation, which you set up, and this is not just for the Ellie Remember Foundation. This is also for the other one,
the Dynamic Paintball Autism.
Autism, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's actually this is being held at Dynamic Paintball, correct?
Correct. Yep. It got moved there a few years back. Mike used to do it at other fields and then moved it back over to Dynamic, and that's where it should stay. Because he's got a
So
very autistic son, so and your boy
yeah.
Karen will be out there. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, well, I'm looking forward to seeing Kieran. He's pretty cool. I watched some of his videos he puts out on there. He's working on his breakout and stuff like that. When we were at World Cup last year, I enjoyed being around him. He was pretty cool.
Don't worry, I'll drop him off at the hotel. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh, you're killing me. Oh man! So give us a quick rundown of how the events are going to go for that day, because I know that you raised a lot of money for a lot of good things. So,
well, first off, we have to backtrack just a second, Cap.
Sure.
Remember, we had the boys on talking about the Lucas Snyder Memorial Game that was out there at Action Valley Paintball. They generated, I think, a little over $2,000. And
very good.
Kenny and the boys wanted for me to pass along a thank you to you, because you're pivotal in helping out with all that too. But I couldn't make it out there Sunday. I was too busy. But it was a very successful event, they said. So
yeah, he texted me and he thanked me already for it. Andy, you're like I am. I wish we could do all of these things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad it was very successful. I even thought about flying in there just to fly in for the day, but I'm so jammed up right now. I'm next 2 months I'm hardly at home. So I figure I better pass on that. But they had our support. We put them on a show, and we gave them as much support as we possibly could, and I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, worked out right.
Yep. Now your event.
Now for
So
our
we're
event,
we're going to get there at 10 in the morning, right?
well, I figure I'll probably have to get up at about 6 o'clock, come over to your hotel, bang on the door, wake you up, tell you to get dressed.
That's why I'm going to
We're doing
switch
this
rooms
deal.
before you
It
get
sounds
there.
like a regular tournament when we're with him.
Yeah.
Get him downstairs, get him his eggs, get him his sausage, his coffee. Make sure he's awake. Get him in the car. Make sure he's got all his gear. No, yeah. We'll start off the event at usually 9. And we've also got the CCS 3-man. That's part of the whole series we've been running all year between Dynamic and Blitz Paintball. So the finals for that are happening as well. So I got to check with Mike. He might want to start that portion of it a little sooner. But the rec play and all that should get going out on the Dynamics Big Rec Field about 9. There'll be a whole different just slew of games going on. We'll have the lights out challenge up so we can see how fast your reaction skills are. See if you can beat Wheeze. I think won last time with like 34 hits, if I remember right. There might have been one other guy at 35. So we'll test out your reaction skills, Fred, and see if you still got it.
Yeah, sure.
And put some money on the side, make some side wagers. That'll be good. So that'll be going on. We'll have the little shooting range set up with a jelly ball. That's just a stress relief type of thing that we do. That'll be going on. The event, there'll be raffle stuff going on. The auction, still waiting for a bunch of stuff to show up. As soon as I get everything here, I'll get the auction built and I'll start pounding that link out across the paintball universe. Because we've got stuff like this jersey that our boys over in the UK Preds signed. A bunch of stuff coming from Yosh and Alex and all of them over at Force One and or Field One, thinking of the marker. And Hormesis and all of that, and there's some other stuff that's going to be in there going on. And yeah, and then food trucks. We'll have the music jamming. You'll have B. Paxton on the mic doing a little bit of that. Maybe we can get her to sing. Who knows? She used to be a singer. BB Paxton will be out there playing Wheeze. I think I'm going to put a post up tomorrow and actually auction Wheeze off to the. I told him, he's like, okay.
Oh my god!
Put a post up tomorrow where.
Yeah, an extra 40 cents will help.
I know.
Yeah.
That's gonna get us. Hey,
Every penny counts.
Yeah.
Yeah, every penny counts.
I'll charge it by the pound. Then you get a little more. You should get $1.50 then.
Well, he raised like $1.10 now.
Yeah. Oh, is that okay? Well, I was curious.
Yeah, that's I wouldn't get that much.
I'm sure there's field work to be done there.
That's true. No, we're going to auction him off. I'll get that post put up, but it will be for the team by that Friday before the event. That night, we'll put up a time limit on it to basically bid the highest amount that they can donate the next morning. They'll actually win Wheeze for 3 hours as their coach for the tournament.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so Wheeze was all about it. And I'd even tried to see what Ryan and Alex and Yosh and the boys were doing, but they were all tied up with some other events. So they're like, next year we're coming out and doing that. And I'm like, all right, and I'll auction all you off next year.
Yeah, they're gonna be at the Cave of Nations down in Sac-On.
Yeah, that's what Yosh told me. So I was like, oh, well, I thought about it too late, but that's all right. They're game for next year. So
there you go.
We'll just use, Wheeze this time.
There you go.
Or he'll be coaching somebody for 3 hours. And then he can turn loose and get back out on the rec field and have some fun. Yeah. There's a lot going on that day. It should be a lot of fun. You can go over to the Dynamic Paintball and Airsoft page. The pre-registration's up. You save a little money pre-registering. The tournament sign up, I got to go check, see if Mike put that up yet. We're holding off on doing that because there's already a bunch of teams ready to sign up for it, but they'll get that done. And yeah, we'll be out there just having a good old time all day long.
That sounds good, man. It's going to be a good time. Boy, you know what? I think my computer has froze up because I got all kinds of people messaging on my phone. And the last one I got on here was from James. Lots of history at Sac-On. That was it. So I can't even see all the messages coming up, guys. But
they're coming through on the. I got it scrolling right here. You got Mark Dong and Keith Kissel and
I don't know why
everybody just chatting away. So you're good.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Usually it doesn't freeze up, but it is what it is. So,
Joe,
I got to tell you, that background is so cool, man. I just want to get up and run.
I'm trying to suck you in, Fred.
Yeah.
You can half. You can do it. I know it.
It's working. It's working. Who you got sitting next to you there, Joe?
He's the brains behind all the tech stuff here. This is my son, Jacob. He's the reason the fields are still open. He keeps taking on more and more responsibility as I get older and slower, and he's keeping us rolling.
I was there 2 years ago, and Jacob was mentioning that you were getting older and slower. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, he's grown up a lot, and at least now he doesn't ask me how soon I'm going to die, so that he can check things over. So I think I'm going to be.
Ask how soon he's going to retire.
I think I'm going to be allowed to fade away into the background instead of be offed. So I'm really appreciating my upgrade in life here.
I love it. Well, Jacob, you did a great job on that back there. That's cool. Period.
He's had a lot of practice because he does a live feed.
Yeah, and before every one of our big games, the 4 or 5 weeks beforehand, we do a contest. We announce it in our Facebook group. Each event has its own Facebook group. We announce it on Monday, and it's a free contest. People just answer whatever silly questions we throw up there. And then on the Thursday, Jake will go live and does a drawing and talks about the game, throws some information out. And we used to do this just from our phones, in the living room when he was a wee lad, and draw, little names out of paper tickets out of a hat. And now he's got, spinning wheels that draw the names out behind the scenes on the computer and the green screen. And every month or two, he comes to me with some piece of equipment that we really have to have, Dad, to really keep these live streams going and keep it on the cutting edge. And I bought a lot of I don't even know what a Stream Deck is, but I bought a couple of them here. I see sitting around, and I don't know why we need a $200 keyboard for this. Or 50,
come on, Dad.
But We just upgraded the microphone here, which I do like. This old one was duct taped to a ladder, and so
we had a microphone arm on a ladder for my old bunk bed, and I had the microphone arm attached to the microphone using electrical tape because I lost the mount that it came with.
Jacob, my first one was a broom handle. So, I mean, we've all come a long ways. But, I got to tell you, you've done a great job. That is really, really a terrific backdrop right there. So I'm looking forward to, maybe you can, do you teach your dad this stuff, or you just kind of keep him in the dark on it? So
I try to, but he's just like, okay, you go ahead.
Yeah, he does try. It kind of bounces off me. I'm like, that's fine, buddy. You take care of it. I'll show up and.
So you're a designator, actually. Then you just designate what you want done, but you actually don't do it, right?
Absolutely, he does all that. That's my
dream.
Yeah. It's nice to have a techie. I tell you, it's very nice.
Oh yeah. Well, Joe,
aren't cheap.
You probably never met Chris Sierra.
I have not. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Joe.
Chris is with Maui Misfit Minis, and it's a paintball team. And yeah, I'm sure you've heard about the fires they've had in Maui this year. So it's been pretty devastating over there for them. And so we're all trying to, I keep putting the word out everywhere all the time. It looks like I'm getting more people that are starting to jump in to do little raffles and things for you, Chris. But and I'm going to have you back on here in a couple of weeks. But how's it going so far? How are you guys doing?
We're doing okay. There's been a lot of interest. A lot of our mainland friends have joined in on the raffles. We actually sent our first two winners. One came from California, and the other one I just mailed out yesterday was from Nola Savages. I don't even remember where I sent it. Kentucky, I think. But yeah, so we're on week 3 now. And it's going. We're still far from our goal, but we're hoping that we get there. Louisiana. See, there's Nancy.
Yeah. And
I need her.
Yeah, Nancy's also going to be on the show in a couple of weeks with you too. And I'm trying to gather some more stuff up for you guys because, I think we've created a lot of interest. A lot of people that watched us are jumping in to do things to give you guys a hand also right now. So, I'm trying to gather up some things so we can have a little fundraiser for you when I have you and Nancy on that night in a couple of weeks.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're like I say, can you imagine, if everybody in paintball would send you $1, I mean, you could go to the World Cup 10 times, but it's hard. It's that piece of pie I keep talking about, everybody wants their piece of pie, but doesn't want to share it. And you know all about that, Andy. So
yeah,
Andy's good with money and prizes, but real pie, forget it.
We've got to get them back to, back to the World Cup because they got to bring us some more of those kick-ass little Maui Misfit party packs that they gave us.
Oh, yeah, that was cool. Yeah, they brought me one, and then you took it home and then sent it to me. I don't know, was it months? I can't remember how many months it was. But
I was trying to test your memory because I figured you probably forget, but then you didn't.
Yeah, I know it. Well, that's because I wrote it down. So I did remember how long it was, Yeah, I remember that, and I remember lending Bill my tent for Monte Casino. So, I mean, there's those two things that are going to stick with me forever.
Well, I told Tim we'll bring it back out for the WCPL. We just need to put in some T-posts to hold it all up.
Sticks, yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Well, hell, I would have stole it if I know somebody was going to take it. If Bill was going to keep it, I just would have stuck it behind the shed. I didn't know you weren't going to give that back.
Yeah.
I was so happy when that showed up on top of my skid of paint. Like, this is awesome. And Bill's like, that's for Fred. Like, oh, man. Got my hopes up.
I destroyed it.
Chris, let me fill you in real quick. I lent my $1,000 Belkin tent to Bill. Bill took it to Monte Casino. The wind hit a guy on crutches with it, knocked him down. Tim Schloss from Tiger Stripe Camouflage come flying into the parking lot, ran over it. Bill directed him to back up over it again.
No, I didn't. No, he did that.
That's
all
a story.
That's
a story he gave me.
Yeah.
No, Tim and Dave were sitting there making eye contact, and Dave was eating like chips or something that he
wasn't supposed to be eating and just gave him the all clear to go, and Tim cut the wheels and drove right over it after he already hit it. He knew
I didn't
it
even
was
know that
there.
happened. Poor, I mentioned. I hear there's no discussion of poor Jonesy on the ground, wiped out from the tent. Bill.
I know, it was crazy.
Yeah. Well, hey, did Jonesy cost $1,000? No.
All I know is Jonesy came to every game, and I have not seen him since. So you broke Jonesy. Thanks a lot, Bill.
Yeah. He's sitting there telling the stories to his grandkids. There I was.
There it was.
Winds were blowing 120 miles an hour.
Minding my own business, walking by the pavilion.
Yeah, I was fighting my way across the parking lot.
Fred Schultz tent came out of nowhere like a grudge match. Almost killed my dog. Horrible.
Bill called me up. He goes, "Are you liable for your tent?" I go, "What?"
Fred, I got bad news. Your tent taxed somebody. I hope you got good insurance.
Who's your insurance company, Fred?
Oh, man, I got to tell you. See, Chris, this is the kind of friends you want.
I don't know.
Only on the screen.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah.
Sometimes we wonder, though, Chris. Sometimes we wonder.
So, Chris, have you had any more prizes come in? Any more things that you can take and raffle off now?
I know Robert from Arcade is sending us some stuff. Ryan Freeman, actually, he was in the chat. He sent us a bunch of vintage HK Army shirts. But he specifically wanted that to go out to fire victims that lost their everything. So we're packing that up this weekend, this week. And we're going to be passing that out at the field this weekend because we have our first practice since the fire this Saturday. So I
understand the field didn't get hit though, right?
No, but the wind was really bad. So the wind knocked over trees, the netting on our speedball field. One of the poles got knocked over. Yeah. So speedball will be open this weekend, be the first day.
Wow, very cool. So other than the raffle, what else are you guys doing, to try to get these kids over here? And how many kids are you bringing over? Because I know it's a 5-man tournament. So
yeah, so we have a 5-man team. One of our kids aged out, but he's now taking a support role. So he'll be our pod runner.
Oh,
and
cool.
Our snake side coach. He plays snake, so he got picked up by one of our Maui teams. So he's playing with Maui mixed plate now, but he'll be with us still. So we have 6 kids and 7 adults going. So the parents and then my assistant coach, Charlie.
Right. And, the hard part too is, the flight from you've got to fly all the way across the U.S.
Yeah.
If it was in California or something, it'd be a lot cheaper to do. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's right now it's $700 round trip per person.
Right.
So that's where we have a hard time.
Right. Well, I'm going to gather up some more stuff because I plan on having you and Nancy on in a couple of weeks to see what we can do. And I'm plan on gathering some stuff up between now and then that we can go ahead and we can auction off and see if we can't raise you guys a few more money, a few more dollars. But, I've noticed a lot of people that I know that watched us the first time have jumped in and are working on things for you guys right now too.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. And, and everybody just kind of, I guess, sitting tight and being quiet until they collect something. Cause it's not easy to do. I had Gino get a hold of me for Tracy Perez one time because, I didn't even know Tracy. And he said that she had a lung condition and the doctor's bills were just enormous. So he asked me, he goes, "Can you mention it on the show or maybe do something for her, Fred?" So, Gino, very good guy, friend of mine, So I said, yeah. I said, "I'll go ahead and do it." I said, we'll hold a raffle. So I get a hold of Bill, and I tell Bill, I said, yeah. So we're going to go ahead and put together a raffle for Tracy Perez. He says, let's go ahead and collect a few things. And let me tell you, we were overwhelmed. I mean, but I'm a lot like Joe, though. I can designate a Bill, but but I had your back, buddy. I had your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that twisting motion you felt, huh? No.
That was the knife I felt.
But yeah, we did it. I think what did we run, about 5 weeks, 6 weeks?
It was
Something
4
like
or 5. Yeah,
4 or
it wasn't
5
very
weeks.
long, but
No.
it felt like it took forever. But
Yeah.
but you're right. Everybody stepped up, and we had all kinds of stuff, and
Yeah, we raised like almost $7,000.
yeah, it was quite a bit. Yeah, it was between $6,000 to $7,000, and it was it was something else.
Yep. So I'm going to try to gather some stuff up between now and 2 weeks from now, Chris, and so we can do an auction and see if we can help you guys get the minis out here for the World Cup, because I got to meet them last year, and then I put them on the show, and the people I just loved them on the show. What a great group.
Yeah, so we're actually bringing the same exact team.
Oh, good.
So all the kids are going to be the exact same kids that came up last year.
Outstanding. Yeah.
You got to remember, Fred, too, that like the Cup last year when we were doing the first youth thing, all the teams are great, and all the kids are great, but the Maui Misfit kids probably stood out more than any of the rest of them. One, because obviously they came all that distance, so everybody was impressed there. But just how courteous, polite they were with their demeanors, how they interacted with people. And I'm not saying we had bad kids, because we certainly didn't, but they were probably the top standout with all of that, which is why they won some of the awards and everything. I had to pay enough shipping. Should have just saved those boxes and sent the kids back for as much as I paid to get that stuff to Hawaii. But
well, you're absolutely right. They were terrific. Them and the Hermans, the Hermans have a very, very, because that's what I always say, about paintball. You can be the best player in the world. If you come off the field acting like a jerk, and there's people standing there that are interested in maybe playing paintball, and they see this, they'll forget it. They'll go home and paintball will be a bad word to them. So, I applaud anybody that comes off that field, win, lose, or draw. Be a gentleman and be a lady. You're just killing our sport if you don't do that. And you're right. The Misfits were just great. A great group. And, the parents were too. The parents, I thought that came over with the Misfits. I thought they were a great group also. Very friendly, very courteous.
They had to be on their best behavior.
Oh, that could be yeah. I got you. But yeah, I thought that they were, otherwise, to be honest with you, I wouldn't try to help them. I wouldn't talk bad about them. Like, if I don't like somebody, I don't talk bad about them, but I will not do anything for them, period. And that's just how I run my life, is that way. The guys I got on here tonight are all good for paintball. You know what I mean? If Joe was on here and if his field sucked and he didn't do anything to help the players or anything, Joe would not be on here. I wouldn't talk bad about him, but he just would not be on here, period. And I wouldn't talk to other people about him. What's that?
I'm doing what I can, Fred.
Yeah, you're doing good. I think your son's keeping you in line. I like that.
Somebody has to, that's for sure.
I guarantee you the field's got the best food over any other field in the world. I'll guarantee you that.
That's right. Food and showers too. Don't forget about those awesome showers. That's the best thing I've ever done in 20 years from what I hear.
Joe, that's the first thing Bill ever mentions about your field is the food.
Adam's on the hook. He can't ever leave me.
Yeah, we go to the tournaments as the band, and Bill's the one that's back behind the trailer with the walk the size of a flipped over VW.
I know. Yeah. When I went around there, I thought it was a UFO.
With spatulas.
I thought it was a UFO.
Up and you walk around, he just looks at you and goes, "Are you hungry?"
Yeah, he's a man after my own heart. Yeah. You never go hungry. I like it.
And then he looks at you and goes, "Wow, I wish I'd have brought another wok for you."
No, I gave away Kenny's food. Kenny made himself burgers, and I gave them away.
Oh, did you really?
He's generous to a fault, that Bill.
Yeah. Michael Fisher looked hungry. I was like, "You need a hamburger."
That's right. He deserves it.
There was one hamburger left on his Blackstone, and I shoveled it up and handed it to Mike. And Kenny come walking back, and he's like looking around, like, "Where's my burger?"
And the first time I went to your field, Joe, I asked Bill. I go, "So what's it like? What's the field like?" And he goes, "Fred, the food is great."
I think they play paintball there too. We're not sure, but the food shack's amazing.
He's got a pirate ship, and the food is awesome.
That's right.
I love it.
Bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers. What more can you ask for?
Oh my God, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're getting close now. So, Chris, I'm going to let you be the first one off because I'm going to have you back on here in a couple of weeks. Tell everybody real quick how they can get a hold of you to donate if they don't want to do a raffle or anything. How can they donate to you guys?
You can check out our Facebook and Instagram pages. There is the on the post for the raffles. There's also the QR code for PayPal and Venmo. So if you'd like to just donate, just notate that in your notes. If not, we're going to put you in the raffle. And then check out Weekly. We add things all the time to make our raffles bigger. This week we got a Field One gear bag, a couple boxes of Virtue Pods, and a CK Fight Life jersey. And I'm sure we'll add a few more things to that pot too before the raffle ends.
Very cool. Well, I'm gonna between now and you're on 2 weeks from tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and put some stuff together. And when I have you on, we'll talk about the stuff that I'm gonna put up on for auction for you guys, and all proceeds that I get, every penny of it goes to you guys. To hope that we get you guys out here.
Thank you.
All right, Chris. Well, thanks so much for joining us tonight, and tell Nancy to hang in there. She's. I can't wait to meet her. She sounds like she's got everything pretty much handled here. So.
Yep, she does. She does behind the scenes.
I can't wait to meet her. You have a good evening, and thanks so much for joining us tonight, Chris.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Take care, Chris. Good luck.
Thank you.
Chris Sierra, everybody, great guys, working very, very hard for the Misfit Minis. It's definitely an uphill battle, and my hat's off to him for doing this. It means an awful lot to those kids, and when you get guys like Chris working that hard to bring them out, my hat's off to Chris. So I think it's outstanding. So, Joe, you're going to be next. First of all, I can't tell you how much I love your backdrop. When I get there, you got to show me how to do that, my friend. Yeah.
Well, I have no clue, just for the record. You have to talk to Jake.
No,
it's
Jacob,
all him.
Not you.
Yeah.
No, Jacob.
Yeah.
No. I was actually referring to that because Bill knows how technical savvy I am.
What I like is how it doesn't fade out anywhere around his head or him and Jacob's heads or nothing. It looks like an actual background. There's
it feels like we're there.
That's why I say I felt like getting up and running behind a bunker, man. It's pretty cool. So, Jacob, when you do that, can you put hair on the guy in front? Or no, forget it. I was just asking. Okay.
He can put all kinds of fun stuff there, Fred. We'll just let him use his imagination. Let's leave it up to him. You're in good hands.
When I come back there, I would like to bring my computer and go live with you, Jacob.
He is he's also informed me recently that we probably need a backup studio at the shop. So he does plan to reproduce the setup in some function over at the shop. We're at our house right now over in Auburn, but he wants to have one of these at the field too, so we can go live from the field. So
keep working on him, Jacob. Keep working on him.
We've got I built the computer.
I've got kids. I've got kids too. I always say no before I do it. So
yeah, he just got done building me a computer for the shop, and it was amazing how much more I needed than I realized. But yeah, he's working me over.
It came to you as soon as he told you what it was, huh?
Yeah.
I love it. Well, Joe, I'm going to let you mention Pirates Plunder one time more.
Appreciate it.
I want to thank you and Jacob so much for taking the time to come on tonight. And
Absolutely.
Jacob, I'd like to have you on some night, maybe even without your dad, and we'll sit and talk a little bit about paintball and about some of the stuff you do.
All right.
Sound like a deal?
He'll be up for it.
Cool. I think we'll work on that. So go ahead and mention the Pirates Plunger one more time. How people can get a hold of you and
get on over to paintball2go.com, and you can reach out to me on Facebook. And if you have any questions about it, but we're less than a week and a half away, September 23rd and 24th. You can still sign up. You can even show up day of. We prefer people to sign up before so we can keep the teams evened up. We are big firm believers in everybody having a good time. So we're going to, one way or another, we will make sure the game is fair and even keeled for everybody. So we can. The big thing for us, especially at Pirates, is we want everybody to have fun. I mean, it is a very laid back, awesome game. You can sword fight. Like I said, if you don't have money for paint, just come out with your sword and have a blast, So it's it's coming up here quick. I don't even know how many years we've done this game. I know Monty next year is the 20th game, Bill. I don't know if you realize that, but next year's the 20th for Monty.
Yeah.
Pirates, we missed a couple years, so this might be the 17th or 18th time we've done Pirates. But it's coming right up. We've got a lot of we're always making new areas on the fields, and every hour you're playing something new to keep it moving. And if you haven't given it a chance, try us out. And if you can't make it this year, we will do Pirates again next September, as well as Monte Casino in April, and a brand new Evil Dead game with Red Feather Productions in June. So you got lots of chances to come check the fields out. Fred, you got no excuse not to make one of them, right? At least.
I'm aiming towards Monte Casino. So
there you go. There you go.
I go hang out with Jacob, man.
Yeah.
There you go. All the cool kids. Hang out with all the cool kids.
Yeah. That's why I said Jacob. Sorry, Joe. But
I get it. Hey, I'm getting old, man. I'm ready. I know my place.
Hey, your Pirates game is actually on my birthday.
Really? See, we were throwing you a party.
Yeah, I know it, man. If I'd have known that, I'd have flew out there. So you guys have a great evening. And once again, Joe and Jacob, thank you so much for jumping on here tonight. I
appreciate you having us, Fred.
All right, really man. You have a good evening.
Yep. Take care.
Joe Schnelton and his great son from Paintball to Go in Root House, Illinois. Man, if you guys get a chance, you got to go check his field out. Yeah, that pirate ship, just like I say, it still amazes me. I've seen it on it just amazed me. That's all there is to it.
They got pull strings. You pull the string and the little cannon door opens up and you can shoot out and then let it slam shut. It's pretty cool.
Man, we were behind the boat. That's where we were shooting the guy with the hand. Every time one of them things that start to open, we just pepper it in there, man. Yeah. It was very, very cool. Enjoyed the heck out of it. Cool. So Andy, I'm looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
Aye, Captain.
Yeah, we're going to come out there. I'll be in there on Thursday.
All right.
And, I got to find my motel yet, though, too. You gave me, which one's the closest, to the field?
I gave you the one that's over by the Southlands Mall. So if you need it again, I'll give it to you again. I figure I put you up on the good side of town,
Is that? Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll get me a car and we'll cruise over there and I'll give you a holler when we get there.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds good. Andy, I appreciate very much you coming on tonight, buddy.
Oh, thanks for having me as usual.
Very much looking forward to it. I enjoy hanging out with you. So
we'll get this game done, and then we'll turn around and go to St. Louis, and
we'll turn around and go to the World Cup.
Give Bill some, heartache because we're winning every game.
There you go.
We won't be able to keep it right on the scoreboard because it'll be unfathomable that the band is winning every single game.
God, you had the same dream I had.
I know.
Holy smokes, yeah.
And then
I woke up hungry. I can't figure that out either.
That's Tim's reoccurring dream.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you're right. All right, Andy.
Woo.
You have a good evening, my friend.
You too.
All right, brother.
Bye, Andy.
Later.
Andy Surratt, Ellie Remember Foundation. Great guy. Great guy. Bill, I don't care what you say. I like him a lot. He's a lot of fun. So that was a pretty good show tonight, Bill.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny. My comments were going great. Boom, they froze up.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. Because that happened on mine also.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
But I could get on the phone, and they were on the phone.
Wow.
So I don't know what the heck's going on. Yeah, it is what it is. So.
Yep.
All right, Billy.
All righty.
Let's say goodbye to everybody. Good show tonight, though.
Yep. See you, everybody. And hey, Predator Paintball LLC in Richmond, Missouri. They've got some open play going on the 17th. So if you're out and about next Sunday, head on over there. If you're in Missouri, So
Predator Paintball.
Yep.
Very cool. All right, Billy. Tell Susan I said hi.
All right, will do. We'll see you guys.
All right, buddy. Mr. William Bailey, everybody. All right. I ran a little long tonight. I'm sorry, but I had some great guys on tonight. The guys I had on tonight, I think an awful lot of. Andy Starrett, what he does, not just for paintball, but for a lot of people, which makes paintball look really good. And that's one thing I always try to stress. And then, Joe Schnelton doing the exact same thing. And then Chris Sierra working so hard to get the mini Misfit minis. I'm going to get there. Don't worry. Get them guys out to the World Cup. I have nothing but respect for these guys. So next week, remember, we're going to be talking about SatCon Village. So you're going to want to tune in. We're going to be talking about the decay of nations. So remember, please, when we all work together, we make paintball bigger and better. So until next Tuesday, 7 o'clock Pacific time on Facebook, on Flagpole Productions, please, everybody, play hard, play safe, play fair, get out there and play paintball. All right? You have a good evening now. Bye.